How many times did you hit the snooze button when your alarm was telling you to get out of bed for school in the morning? I know I hit mine at least 3 to 4 times each morning, and that didn't change a bit when I started college. There's no denying that school is definitely hard to get up for each morning. But after spending 2 weeks in London learning about the education system in the UK, I quickly learned that our system is pretty great, even if it does require you to get up for school at 6:30 each morning. This afternoon, I'm going to walk you through the basic setup and specifics of the education system in the UK, as well as identifying a few characteristics that makes their system a little more unique than ours. As I move through the presentation, I'll be putting words up on the screen, and just know that the UK terms will be located on the left and their American counterparts on the right. We'll begin by looking at the setup of their schools, and this is a major difference in how their system works compared to ours. Students begin school at the age of 5 in reception classes, which are usually located within primary schools. Primary schools house kids ages 5 through 11 in reception classes through year 5 grades. Next, students move on to secondary school, which is year 6 through year 13, with year 12 and year 13 being the 6th form. Students are not required to attend 6th form and thus can be done with their formal education at the age of 16 if they wish. After successfully completing 6th form, students can move on to university, which is another 3 years of education. And all the universities in the United Kingdom cost the same. According to the Guardian News and Media, their price is about £9,000, which is equivalent to about 15,000 US dollars. A number of things sets their system apart from ours, but I'm now going to talk about some logistical differences in how their system is run. At the age of 14 or 15, students in the UK are required to take General Certification of Secondary Education exams, also known as GCSEs. Like I said, students take these at ages 14 or 15, and they have to take exams in basic subjects like math, English, and science, but are also welcome to take tests in more narrowed down disciplines such as history and language. And the classes that students choose to enroll in years 9 and 10 are based on what tests they think they're going to take GCSEs on. And the GCSE exams also determine whether or not they are able to move on to the 6th form and what specifically they'll be able to study in 6th form. 6th form can be divided into 2 different programs, and schools have the option of offering both programs or either of the programs. The first program that we're going to talk about is Advanced Level, also known as A-Levels. And this is the standardized curriculum program within the United Kingdom itself. 4 classes are taken the first year and 3 classes are taken the second year. The classes are narrowed down to subjects that students want to pursue at university, and this is according to the administration from London's Dulwich College at a private presentation on May 15, 2013. This is more of a college atmosphere for students because of its block scheduling, and it is a very challenging process for students to complete. A-levels allow students who know exactly what they want to pursue at university to really focus in and study in these areas. But students who don't know what they want to pursue at university have a more difficult time succeeding in A-levels simply because it's really hard to change your mind after you've begun. And another option for these students is the IB, also known as the International Baccalaureate, and this is essentially a nationally set up curriculum for secondary education. It's utilized around the world, and in a personal presentation on May 16, 2013, James Strachan, the IB coordinator at the Anglo-European School in Ingeston, England, said that the IB provides more breadth and depth for students. It allows students to take 8 courses the first year and 7 or 8 courses the second year. So this is much more similar to the high school curriculum that we have set up here in the United States. It allows students to take the basic disciplines such as English, math, and science, but also allows them to get a variety of other disciplines like art and music. And this works really well for students who don't know what they want to pursue at university because it allows them to find exactly what they want to do and what they are good at. Well, knowing a little bit more about the education system in the UK, I know it's made me a little bit less tempted to hit my snooze button in the morning and get ready for class. The system in the UK is different than ours, but it's still working to accomplish the same thing. Educate students to be successful, contributing members of society. And maybe keeping this goal in mind will make it a little less tempting to push that snooze button on Monday morning.